Hey guys, what's going on? It's Qwad here, and today is the last day of Prop Hunt on MWR, and so if you weren't aware of that, Prop Hunt was only for this week in Warfare. It went from the 31st of March up until the 3rd of April. I say that because it was 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where it started on Friday and ended today, Monday, and so you got 3 days, but it happened on 4 days. So basically, if you guys are not familiar with Prop Hunt, I will have links to the videos that I made of it. Either they'll be on the sidebar, the recommended, I'll have one included in the end screen, and you can just look at my recent videos also. But it's basically a remake of the Gary's Mod playlist. I'm going to have highlights be playing through here. I'm doing this mainly because with my last video, I tried to put highlights in the areas that weren't really like that action-packed, but I feel like Prop Hunt, especially with that game mode, is kind of slow at times, especially like after you get killed and you're just spectating people, or after you're becoming a hunter and you have to wait the 30 seconds. So I try to fill those gaps up with the highlights, but I didn't want to have the raw highlights, and I wanted some type of material to be put over them, which is why I did that for the last video. But if you guys are looking at this video and wondering what will happen in the future, I don't know, and nobody knows at this point. But I think it's really safe to say that at least for another week in Warfare, maybe several in the future, maybe down the line it will become a permanent playlist, I think Prop Hunt will be coming back to Modern Warfare Remastered. And this is because, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I noticed this all the way through. When I was first watching the playlist, it had it around 45%. It was up to 55%. I heard that it was up to 75% of the total online population on Modern Warfare Remastered playing the Prop Hunt game mode towards the end of the playlist, which is just why it's incredible that they wouldn't make it a permanent playlist. Because you can just imagine there's people that are playing Modern Warfare Remastered again just for the Prop Hunt playlist. There's probably even some people out there that would buy Modern Warfare Remastered just because of the Prop Hunt game mode, because it's that much fun. All of their friends tell them about it, so they go out and buy it. And so it just makes no sense that they would not keep this playlist in the game, especially with how much work on coding and stuff like that you can tell that they put into this game mode. So with all of that, I'm going to be talking some about what I'll be doing in the future, because these are all of my Prop Hunt highlights. If it does come back as a permanent game mode, I am definitely wanting to make at least some type of series out of this, because I tried to make these videos on this playlist because I knew it would be hyped up. Like when I first heard that it would be announced, I never played Gary's Mod before, but I enjoyed watching the videos on it, and I just didn't go around to playing it. But I knew that would be an amazing playlist. Every single one of my friends that didn't even know what Prop Hunt was before, that I had going and playing it, they all loved it, and they were not like big guys on like the non-competitive playlist. They're like all big snipers that usually just go for sniper clips, cry in the public lobbies, but every single one of them enjoyed Prop Hunt. I don't think there was a single person that actually played the game mode that didn't enjoy it. Now there were some frustrating times where, like, if you play solo, because I'd played solo a decent bit just because there would be times where I wanted to play it but none of my friends were on to play it, and that can be annoying at times just because you need some communication for the game, especially if you are just trying to win it, or you're just trying to like enjoy it more, because it's still fun to play it solo. Like you'll see in some of these highlights, I am playing by myself, but at least most of the times you want one other person playing with you, just because it is that type of a game mode where it's just a lot better to play with friends. This is my one complaint for the slasher game mode, and I'm definitely glad that with Prop Hunt they made it so that you can play it in a match with a bunch of friends. I hope if they bring back slasher that they will have that be a situation that they consider also making it available among friends. Like, this is what I said with slasher. If you go back and watch my slasher video, Prop Hunt is not a game mode where you're really heavy on getting XP, which isn't a bad thing because it's a game mode that you can play a lot over and over again, and you're enjoying it. You're not getting frustrated by lobbies, and you can just continue and just chill in it. You still get a decent amount of depot credits, and so it's really just important to have that aspect for a game mode like this, because if it becomes based on XP, that ruins the fun of it, especially for one of these like community playlist game modes. And this is just because if you look at slasher game modes, all people would do, like, the point of slasher isn't be hide, or the point of Mike Myers, I should say, isn't to be just hiding in corners, not moving at all. Like, part of it is hiding, but you also want to run around. There were things about it where the slasher was a lot faster and more powerful than everyone else, and that's different than the Mike Myers game mode, so it's not as much about juking. I feel like if they balance out Prop Hunt and slasher, it would be a really amazing game mode because the props were really overpowered in Prop Hunt and Slasher was really overpowered in Slasher. But then again with Slasher it was just 1 against 11, I believe. It maxed out as a 12-person lobby. In Prop Hunt, it was 6 on 6. So that's definitely part of it. But I feel like it would be awesome if they had made a community playlist that just had 3 game modes on it. Make it the top 3. At this point, I would say it's Prop Hunt, Slasher, Snipers only. Maybe there's a game mode in the future that I'm just not thinking of that they could add that'll be better than all of them. Or they could just extend it to 5 if there are enough playlists to make it successful. One thing that I would say is that you don't want to have too many of the community playlists be available throughout the entire year, because then there will just be lobbies that are not filling up, and this is just because of the fact that there aren't that many people that want to play them necessarily. Like, I haven't really played too many of the game modes, but there's Gun Game. I'm not sure how the lobbies are on that, but I'm sure if you go back to like an older COD, for example, I mean, this isn't an older COD, it's a new COD, but it is split 50-50, so those community lobbies might not be able to fill up as easily. But yeah, one problem would be, like, if there is, like, Prop Hunt will be a successful game mode no matter what I say. Because one thing you gotta consider is, with Prop Hunt being only temporary game mode, they had people playing it a lot more because it was only available for this weekend, which is what we were told. If it was made a permanent playlist from the entire beginning, maybe it would have been more around 40-30%, but that's still a large percentage. And even as it like starts to wear down, the hype isn't built up as much, it'll definitely be one of the top playlists on Modern Warfare Remastered, because I'm pretty sure even TDM, which is the most common playlist otherwise for the normal playlist, is usually only around 25 or 30% of the entire population. This game mode was consistently around 50%, give or take, the entire time. So even if they did make it just a permanent playlist, it would definitely at least have 10 to 15%, which is plenty for any of the normal game modes that be going around. So basically, to wrap it up, Prop Hunt is now gone. Here's the last highlights that I got for it that are playing right now. They've been playing throughout the video, and I'm hoping that it comes back. I'm expecting it to come back just because of the fact that it was such a successful game mode. I feel like it wouldn't be the same without it at this point, just because they had it introduced, they put that much work into it. So I'll see it coming back within the next 2 weeks, I'd say. I say if it's not this next Week in Warfare, it'll either be the Week in Warfare after that, or they'll just end up making a permanent playlist at some point within the next couple weeks, because they'll probably see the numbers of the people playing the game start to drop off. And anyways, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoy this video, if you guys want to see more Prop Hunt if it does come back, or you just want to see more videos from me in the future regardless of playlists, I usually have done the Week in Warfare recently, and I'll probably try to make videos on every single Week in Warfare coming up in the future. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe for more, along with any of the sniper gameplay that I have, because I make sniper montages. If you haven't seen any of those, you can go check them out. I'll have a few of them on the end screen here. And anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been Qwad, and I'll see you guys later.
Hands up, put them high to the sky. Let me set your soul on fire tonight. We not trying to fight. Let me set your soul on fire tonight. We live fast, ain't time for waking up. I make time, then we be breaking up. So ask God, give me one more try. Let me set your soul on